Welcome to WCBN's broadcast of Michigan women's basketball. I am Emily Herrard here with Dalton Pataki as the Michigan Wolverines take on the Temple Owls in the quarterfinals of the WNIT. Starting for the Owls, we have at guard Aaliyah Butts leading the Owls with 15.3 points per game. Along with her, number 1, Erica Colville, number 2, Bionda Fitzgerald, number 22, Tanaya Atkinson, and number 32, Donasia Fountain. The Owls have 4 starters who average double digits, so the Wolverines are going to have to play some defense. But Dalton, you were talking before the game that Temple is a great defensive team. How will the Wolverines combat that?
Yes, I was talking with a manager and a source of mine telling me what kind of team Temple is. That, like you said, they win on defense. They don't go out and shoot the rock particularly well, only averaging 70 points per game, shooting 39%. A real weak spot of theirs is the three-point line, only shooting it at a clip of just over 29%. Very poor for today's modern basketball standards. But listen to this. They hold opponents to shooting 38%, while Michigan is regularly used to shooting 48%, 10 percentage points higher. Something's got to give here. We know Temple likes to get out and press, and they like to get to the hole a lot. Get to the free throw line, lot of action, screens, cuts, and a good Big Ten comparison would be Nebraska. If any of the listeners out there listen in on that game, they really worked the ball down low, tried to get as good a look as possible. But Michigan, what they got to do to combat this is they got to get an offensive flow early, like we saw last week against San Diego, jumping out to that 26-9 lead in the first quarter. If they can start knocking down jumpers again, and Hallie Tome stay out of foul trouble, the Wolverines have an excellent chance to advancing to a second consecutive WNIT semifinal game.
And the Wolverines' fast start was also to do with their defense because they were implementing a little bit of their own press. And so it'll be interesting if Kim Barnes-Arico will go into that right away in this game and just try to fight the energy that Temple will bring out from the gates. But as you said, Michigan shot the ball really well against San Diego. They shot total 58% from the field in general and then 58% from three range. So it will be important that the Wolverines continue that strong shooting tonight.
Yeah, like you said, it's just a matter of getting good looks and knocking them down, because I'm sure you have seen, and as our listeners have heard, throughout the season, Michigan will go on points where they can't knock down the open jumper, and they rely too much on guard play from whether that be Sarah Thompson or Caitlin Flaherty, the leading scorer for the Wolverines. So it's all about getting easy looks, getting into a rhythm early. I know that's what Coach Barnes-Arico stressed this past few days in practice. So it'll be interesting to see if the Wolverines stick to that game plan or if they maybe deal with the Temple press a different way.
Yeah, and as you said, Caitlin Flaherty is usually a go-to, but some nights she's just not on. Against San Diego, though, she was 9 for 15, and she had a quick start, so it will be important for players like her and Hallie Thum to really help their team out on offense. But starting for the Wolverines, we're going to have, as I said, Caitlin Flaherty, Sierra Thompson, Hallie Thum, Madison Rostovsky, and Danielle Williams, who has gotten the 3 starts in these WNIT games.
Yeah, and Danielle Williams has been playing good ball, good enough to get the starts, and you know, Madison Rostovsky has been playing great basketball this tournament, realizing that her run as a Michigan Wolverine is in the twilight years. A loss means she's done, and she wants to definitely go out on a bang and bring home a title to this Michigan women's program.
And now we're about to tip off. Hallie Thum at center against Atkinson. She wins the tip to Sierra Thompson. Now it's Flaherty driving baseline. She kicks it out to Rostovsky to Danielle Williams for the quick jumper from the elbow. No good, but Rostovsky's there for the rebound. Fresh shot clock. She hands it off to Flaherty, who's going to drive baseline and lose the ball out of bounds. So Temple will go the other way.
Yeah, not a great start for the Wolverines, but I do like that they're going inside early, as there's a clear height advantage with Hallie Tome.
Now it's Colville. She passes it up to Atkinson. Finds. Now on the wing, it's Butts, but she misses the three. It's rebounded though. She's going to slow it up top. She'll give it to Coville on the left elbow. Now to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald dumps it down low to Atkinson, and that one's good. Temple takes the lead, 2-0. Thompson up to Williams. Williams up top to Rostovsky. Fakes it, now in the corner, it's Thompson. She puts up a three. That one's long, and it's going to be out of bounds off Coville. It remains with Michigan.
And Michigan on the defensive end just gave up way too many offensive rebounds. I don't care how poorly this team shoots from the field. If you give up that many offensive rebounds, they're eventually going to put it in.
The Wolverines, fresh shot clock. It's Zia Thompson. She feeds it to Flaherty up top. Now to Danielle Williams on the left wing. Down low to Thome. Thome met by three defenders, and she has it stripped away by Coville. But now it's a loose ball on the ground. Thome has it. It's jump ball, possession arrow to Temple.
Yeah, and Hallie Thome, they dumped it into her the first two possessions of the game, 2 turnovers for her. Not a great start, but she did show a little hustle play to get the jump ball there. And maybe Kim Barnes-Rico should look more for a set type of play where you can get a slasher to the basket.
Now Michigan is in their press, but Coville will get it across for the Owls. Now it's Fountain who tries to dump it down low, but it's going to go out of bounds to Michigan. Now it's Thompson bringing the ball up for the Wolverines. Dribbling up top. She feeds it to Rostovsky. She dumps it down low to Thome, but it's stolen by Atkinson. She's going the other way to Butts. Back to Atkinson. She puts it up for 2.
Poor decision there by Rostovsky. Hallie Thome clearly being double teamed down there by Coville and Atkinson.
Up top, Thompson to Rostovsky. Now Flaherty, left wing. She gets a screen from Thome. She's going to dribble center, pull it for the jumper. That one rattles in and out. Danielle Williams there for the putback. She misses it. Rebounds to Fountain, who gives it to Atkinson. Lost it for a second, but she's able to get it up to her teammate, Butts. She now finds Fitzgerald on the left wing for a 3. No good. Rebound Rostovsky. She's going the other way for the Wolverines. She'll give it to Flaherty. Flaherty kicks it back out to Rostovsky on the left wing. She dribbles center, kicks it out to Thompson. Thought about the 3. She drives baseline, but she just loses the ball to Temple. The other way, it's Fitzgerald. She'll dribble to the right wing, pick up her dribble. Now left wing to Coville. She puts up a 3, and that one falls. Temple up 7-0 with 7:15 remaining in the first quarter.
And Coville, the Detroit native, looking to make a good first impression, as this is her first time back in the Great Lakes State playing basketball since high school.
Now Rostovsky hands it off to Thompson. Up top to Thome. Looking for Flaherty to get open, but good defense by Fitzgerald. Now it's Thompson up top. She finds Williams in the corner. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and up and under is no good, and it didn't hit the rim, so it's going to be a shot clock violation. Temple will get the ball back.
Not great floor vision there by Sierra Thompson. Temple clearly wanted her to get it over to Danielle Williams, maybe the least dynamic shot maker and creator of the Wolverines on the floor right now.
And Temple able to easily break the Wolverines' press. They get it all the way, but the shot's missed, and the putback by Coville's also missed. Rebound by Flaherty. Flaherty's going to go all the way versus 3 Temple defenders. She puts up the layup, no good, but Thome's there to clean it up, and she finally gets a basket to fall at 7-2 with 6:20 remaining in the quarter. Now the other way, it's Fitzgerald. She finds Atkinson in the corner. Now back to Fitzgerald. Up top, Coville. She launches a 3. That one's in. 2 quick 3s for Coville, and it's 10-2 Temple.
And as Mark Jackson would say, hand down, man down, Madison Rostovsky just showing no defensive pressure there out on the perimeter.
Now Rostovsky does have the ball. She doesn't know who she's passing to, so it goes to Fitzgerald the other way. She's going to get the ball almost stripped away by Thompson, who forces the jump ball. good defense by Thompson to make up for Rostovsky's poor pass on offense.
And Rostovsky not playing great right now compared to the first quarter she had against San Diego, in which I thought was maybe the best first quarter I've ever seen her play. Really uncharacteristic. She's usually a very smart player, just maybe a little nerved up to start.
Wolverines back on offense. It's Thome on the left elbow. She spins, meets two Temple defenders, misses the layup, and is rebounded by Coville. Now the butt. She's directing traffic on the right wing. Now up to Coville, who will drive left, go all the way past Thome and Rostovsky. She gets the layup. It's 12-2.
And Coville with 8 early points for her Owls, looking to advance to their second consecutive WNIT semifinals appearance also.
Flaherty kicks it out to Rostovsky, who launches a three. She can't get that one to fall, and it's going to be off of Temple, who both Coville and Atkinson's fighting for the rebound didn't know they were both on the same team, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Temple. And now timeout on the floor.
Yeah, and Michigan can't buy a basket right now. They find themselves down 12-2, and really it wasn't a quick start by Temple by any means. We're over halfway into this quarter, and Michigan only has 2 points. They've had some good looks. Thome has gotten it in deep and usually converts on those. Rostovsky just missed an open three, but there's a lid on this rim right now that the Wolverines can't seem to break. And even the times they've gotten to the lane and got some layup looks, they haven't been able to put them in. The KBA's just got to settle her team down, let them get focused. I'm not really sure what's going on because Temple's not putting much pressure on them defensively.
No, and as you said, Madison Rostovsky is struggling early, and we just saw her miss a wide open three, and she, as you said, might be feeling some nerves. This could potentially be her last game as a Wolverine, and she wants to play her best. But she's usually a smart player who's just the solid player on the floor that doesn't make the mistakes and just has that older leadership about her.
And how about Erica Coville coming out on fire early, 2 for 2 from the three-point line, just really open looks, but still for a team that only shoots 29%, that's a great start for Temple. And if they have that type of shooting day from beyond the long line, it's going to be a long day for the Wolverines.
And Temple shooting 56% right now, so the Wolverines are going to have to put their hands up on defense and start rotating. Meanwhile, on offense, the Wolverines are only shooting 11%.
A lot of turnovers, too, real sloppy. Michigan with already 6 turnovers, and 7 points have come off 6 turnovers. That's just, it's nervous play, it's sloppy play. And luckily for Michigan, Temple has had a few miscues of their own. 2 turnovers, but then there were some plays that don't go as turnovers in the scorebook, like that last loose rebound that we saw that Temple couldn't corral. If not for those Temple misfires, they could find themselves in a much better position than they already are in, up 10.
Now it looks like for the Wolverines, Boogie Brzezowski will check in for Danielle Williams, see if she can get some points up for the Wolverines. They will have the ball under their own basket. Thompson to trigger. She tries to get it into Rostovsky, who has to try to get it to Flaherty, and it's tipped off of Butt's hands out of bounds, so the Wolverines will get another chance.
I like the move of bringing in Brzezowski. Thome is getting double, maybe even triple teamed down low, so you got to bring another shooter onto the floor.
Now Thompson up top, she kicks it to Rostovsky. Now up top, Flaherty, who puts up a long three. That one's no good, and it's going to be rebound by Coville.
Yeah, and not a great look. She was a good 3-4 feet behind the arc with 20 seconds left on that shot clock. I don't know if I like that shot out of Kate Flaherty.
She was shooting from Curry range, as now on the other side it's Fountain who's able to hit a three, 15-2. It's Brzezowski. She's going all the way, scoops it up, no good. Now there's a scramble on the floor for the rebound, and the jump ball possession arrow is in Temple's favor.
And that's the second or third layup from the Wolverines that hasn't even drawn iron. I can't diagnose what the problem is right now, but combine Michigan's turnover problems and sloppy play with Temple's hot start shooting beyond the line, 3 for 5, and it does not look good for Kim Barnes-Arico's squad.
Now the Wolverines down 15-2 with 4:12 remaining in the first. Need to get a stop here as Jillian Dunston checks in, and the Wolverines are implementing their press.
If the Wolverines want to come back, Hallie Tome has to become a conscious passer in this game.
It's Fitzgerald. She gets it across the timeline, up to Butts, back to Fitzgerald. She looks down low to Atkinson, who gets the layup and the foul.
Looks like that foul will be charged to Flaherty. And, well, like I was saying about Tome being a conscious passer, once she gets it down low, she has to know that another, maybe even 2 more Temple Owls will be coming to double or triple team her. She has to be able to find the open teammate and get it to them for an open shot. And then Michigan has to start hitting open shots. It's plain and simple.
Off the miss, Michigan goes the other way, but Flaherty misses the layup, but they're able to get the rebound, kick it out to Thompson. She airballs the 3, but the Wolverines get it back once again, and then Flaherty finally knocks down a 3. It's 17-5.
And that was another Michigan layup that failed to draw a rim. It's like they're not even playing on their home floor, but thankfully for Michigan, Flaherty got the lay-in, or excuse me, the three-pointer.
And now Temple pushing it quickly the other way. It was Butts, but her pass was knocked out of bounds. But there's going to be a foul first on Hallie Thome. She's going to sit down. But Temple just pushing the pace, and the Wolverines, maybe that's what's getting them a little flustered and unable to make their layups. It's no excuse. The ball is in up top to Butts. She'll feed it to Fitzgerald. Now kick out to Atkinson, guarded by Flaherty. She gets past her and draws the foul on Kelsey Mitchell, who just checked in for Thome.
And Kelsey Mitchell, looking at her type of game, the way she can bully people down low, she could potentially have a big game and be that spark plug that this Wolverine team so desperately needs. But starting out by fouling on what wasn't a great shot attempt is not the way to come in.
Atkinson bails her out on the first, missing. It remains 17-15, 3:24 remaining, but she makes the second. Now it's Thompson, passes it up to Brzezowski on the right wing. She's going to dribble center, find a cutting Jillian Dunston, who misses the layup, but she is fouled.
Good job by Michigan there, once again getting to the basket. This time, Jill Dunston hitting the rim with the layup, but she did get fouled on the play, and these are really critical free throws early on for the Michigan Wolverines. They can't settle for no points here at the line from Jill Dunston.
She will make the first. And that was the first good cut and pass that I've seen all game from the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was maybe their best offense that they got out in transition. Maybe something they should look at doing more, trying to push the pace here.
And Jillian Dunston hits them both. It's 18-7. They're pressuring. Jillian Dunston knocks down the pass. Flaherty grabs it. She finds Boogie Brzezowski, who dumps it down low to Dunston. Unable to collect the pass, but it's kicked out to Flaherty. She misses, and it's rebound by Colville. Now Jillian Dunston is down on the ground holding her leg.
Yeah, and it was a real ruckus in there. I was actually surprised to see the ref blow that play dead so quick, as Temple may have had an advantage out on the break. But Jilly Dunston down and looks like in a lot of pain, as she has not gotten up yet. Maybe knocked down and landed on. Hopefully something is just tweaked. And we wish nothing but the best for Jill Dunston.
And she is up now, limping towards the bench. And you know Dunston is a top player, so that must have hurt. But she's shaking it off, and crowd up on their feet. She will sit down. And now Nicole Munger will check in.
I am very surprised the ref called the play dead that quick. If I was head coach Tanya Cardoza of the Temple Owls, I would be livid.
Now Temple gets it across the timeline, but met by two Wolverine defenders, Brzezowski and Munger. It's Fitzgerald trying to get past her. She gets it to Atkinson, who drives the basket and finds Colville, misses her layup, and That's going to be a scramble for the ball once again and jump ball to Michigan. So as you said, the head coach for Temple will be upset after that trap at half court just disrupted Temple's offense, and that wouldn't have happened if they had gotten the fast break.
Yeah, really just allowing Michigan to set back up in that press. But Michigan right now, they are winning the loose ball battle in my mental count. This is the fourth jump ball of the game already, all forced by the Wolverines. So they are hustling hard, which is a good sign because shots will eventually start to fall.
Up top, it's Thompson on the left wing. She finds Flaherty. Flaherty's going to drive right, kick it to Munger for the corner jumper. No good. Rebound to Colville. She'll slow it down and give it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald on the left wing, guarded by Brzezowski. Now up top to Fountain. Back to Fitzgerald. She's at the top of the key. 12 seconds on the shot clock. She's dribbling right, kicks it to Atkinson in the corner. She goes up and puts in the layup. 27 with 1:50 remaining in the first quarter.
Not great defense there by Kelsey Mitchell, giving up the baseline when there was really no help there. Michigan's got to shore up defensively as Temple shooting an astounding 62%.
Flaherty with the hesitation dribble. She goes all the way but misses her layup. Kelsey Mitchell's there for the putback, and she gets that one to fall. It's 20-9.
And that's exactly what they need Kelsey Mitchell to do. They need her to be there to to clean up the garbage.
Now kick out to Fountain, who knocks down the three. Temple is not missing. It's 23-9. Other way, Thompson to Brzezowski. She feeds it down low to Kelsey Mitchell on the right block. She's dribbling down her defender. She puts up the layup, no good. Good defense by Atkinson.
Yeah, Atkinson, nice job walling up, not falling for any fakes from the senior Kelsey Mitchell.
Now Berger to Fitzgerald. Up top to Fountain, guarded by Brzezowski. Up top to Fitzgerald. 7 seconds on the shot clock. She goes up. Great defense, but they're going to call a foul on Kelsey Mitchell. It looked like she was straight up. Oh, they're going to call a charge. Excuse me.
Yeah, an offensive foul that may have actually benefited Temple. It looked like Michigan may have had the advantage out on the break there. Looks like maybe Munger and Flaherty would have had a 2-on-1 type scenario. So that may not have been the worst thing ever for the Owls.
Wolverines working it around the perimeter. Up top, it's Brzezowski. Flaherty now on the left wing. 13 seconds on the shot clock, 16 seconds left in the quarter. Now Flaherty kicks it to Brzezowski in the right corner. Three, no good. Kelsey Mitchell there for the putback, but she misses again. And the rebound is going to go off of Michigan to Temple as Boogie Brzezowski falls into the Temple bench.
Yeah, and Michigan not very well offensively. This quarter cannot end soon enough. Looking like the San Diego Michigan quarter, just the roles have been reversed as they find themselves down 23-9.
And 6 seconds left in the quarter. It's Butts going quickly the other way. She feeds it to Fitzgerald, puts up a shot, and at the horn it's no good. So the Wolverines will go into the second quarter down 23-9. And as you said, they have to be happy that this quarter is over. Kim Barnes-Arrigo can try to calm them down, collect them, and figure out why they can't convert on these easy layups. Once they get to the basket, they really need to convert since Temple is locking down on them.
Yeah, Michigan shooting 14%, awful by any standard. And really, as much as you want to credit Temple for playing excellent defense, I counted 5 layups that didn't touch the rim for the Michigan Wolverines. They only shot 2 free throws, both of which came from Jilly Dunston. And they're missing open jump shots, something that's very uncharacteristic for this team. 3 of 22 from the floor to open up the game. Not the way you want to come out and represent your school on your home floor. But Kim Barnes-Arrigo, she's a good coach. She this is where she can show off how good of a coach she is. Can Kim Barnes-Rico press the right buttons to get defensive stops and put this Michigan Wolverines team back in a position to take the lead and win this game? They're giving up open looks. 4 for 6 3-pointers from the Temple Owls, 2 of which came from dang near open Colville. And they're shooting along at a clip of 60%, 20 percentage points higher than what they regularly shoot. So if the Michigan Wolverines can start getting defensive stops and start really just converting on easy looks, then they should be able to get back in this game.
And this is actually a good opportunity for the young Wolverines team. They haven't faced a challenge yet in this WNIT with double-digit victories in all 3 games coming into this one. So it will be important for the young players to fight from behind and try to turn this thing around.
Fountain, too, not usually a great 3-point shooter, has knocked down 2 of 2. So that's just another thorn in the side of the Michigan defense. I'm sure they were conceding the open 3-pointer to her, playing the odds, but that's burnt them thus far.
Now Temple will start with the ball. It is Fitzgerald, guarded by Thompson. She gets a screen from Weigway. Now up top, it's Berger. She gives it back to Fitzgerald, who drives all the way and is met by Sierra Thompson, or Danielle Williams, who's able to draw the charge. Good positioning. Wolverines prevent a basket.
And that could be the jump start they need to open up the second quarter. Going out there, sacrifice play from Danielle Williams, laying her body on the line for the betterment of the team. Let's see if offensively now they can carry this momentum.
It is Williams on the left wing, looking for an open teammate. Cross-court pass to Madison Rostovsky. She drives, pulls up in the lane. That one no good, but Thumb's there for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. It stays with Michigan.
Hallie Tome got in trouble there because while she is really head and shoulders above maybe the tallest owl on the floor at 6 foot, Tome brought the ball down and allowed the smaller players to get after it.
The Wolverines back on the floor, and there's going to be a push on Fountain as Danielle Williams falls to the ground at the top of the key. That'll be the team's second foul.
And that could be how the Michigan Wolverines get back into it. Really get Temple into foul trouble, get in the bonus, and start knocking down some free throws.
And a quick pass into Madison Rostovsky. She makes the right-handed layup. It's 23-11. Temple the other way. Aaliyah Butts double teamed and trapped. She gets it though to her teammate and passes back to her. Now in the corner, it is Berger. She puts up a 3, no good. And the rebound is going to go out of bounds off of Temple. Atkinson and to the Wolverines.
2 stops in a row now for the Wolverines. If they can get another bucket, 3-pointer brings this game to within 10.
And so Thompson will cross the timeline, directing her team, trying to get her offense going. She gives it to Thumb on the right wing. Now up top to Danielle Williams, who finds a cutting Madison Rostovsky. Great backdoor cut. She gets the left-handed layup.
And Rostovsky really coming out this quarter and trying to make amends for her first quarter action. 2 easy looks there off hard plays. Good cuts from Madison Rostovsky.
The other way, it's Fountain. She misses the layup, but there's a scramble again for the rebound. And Temple's going to get the advantage of this jump ball.
No, but that's a great job by Michigan to get a jump ball there. It gets the ball back out because Temple really had an offensive rebound in there and an easy lay-in for number 22, Atkinson, who was positioned correctly. But Michigan is winning this hustle battle right now, getting almost every loose ball, causing, this is the 6th jump ball by my count, and like I said, the shots will eventually start to fall. So if they keep up this type of hustle, there's no reason they can't get right back into this game.
And yes, they have disrupted Temple's flow of the game, as now there's some confusion with the refs. They're at the scores table, probably figuring out time on the clock.
Yeah, not really sure what they're looking at. Maybe the ball definitely hit rim, so that would reset the shot clock. So, ooh.
I guess it didn't, because there's 14 seconds now on the shot clock.
I thought it definitely hit the rim when, who was it, Atkinson that took it in?
Yeah.
I thought Atkinson hit the front of the rim. I was almost expecting a jump ball for it getting stuck. So, refs will maybe have another look at it here. But no, Madison Rostovsky has been the jump start for this team in the second quarter. Real Jekyll and Hyde from her turnover-filled first quarter to her very smartly played, cutting hard, getting good looks, finding the open player, moving the ball. So, and yes, the shot clock has been reset now to 28 seconds.
So it'll be Aaliyah Butt inbounding the ball under Temple's basket. She gets it into Atkinson. Now up top to Berger, guarded by Flaherty. Up top to Butts, back to Berger. Back up top to Butts, guarded by Thompson. 18 seconds, now in the corner. It's Atkinson, she puts up the three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Rostovsky. She's going the other way. She'll give it up to Flaherty. Back to Rostovsky. She'll slow it down. Try to give it to Thompson, but good defense by Butts as she knocks it out of bounds. Will stay with the Wolverines.
Rostovsky's got to be careful here not to slip into her ways of old all the way back in the first quarter, really telegraphing that pass into Williams.
Now it's Thompson. She feeds it to Flaherty on the right wing with 14 seconds on the shot clock. She gives it down low to Thome. Thome dribbles, gives it to a cutting Danielle Williams, who thought she was fouled, but is just knocked out of bounds by the Owls.
Yeah, and what Michigan faithful turned out today, a pretty solid crowd for a Monday night, really. They're really letting the refs hear it.
So now 7 seconds on the shot clock. Wolverines looking to get the ball in. They do quickly to Rostovsky. She spins up and under for the layup, no good. She gets her own rebound, but she's going to step out of bounds on the baseline. But, it's going to stay with Michigan. It's off of Temple, so good hustle by Madison Rostovsky.
Yeah, good job by Rostovsky. Nice up and under move to get a decent look with time on the play clock running out.
Thompson into Flaherty. Flaherty puts up a quick shot from the corner. It's going to be off of Temple. Got a hand on the shot. The Wolverines will get another opportunity.
Yeah, that's what the refs say. Fountain really disagreeing with them, but the Wolverines will take it as they get another opportunity here to get a bucket.
Thompson gives it into Flaherty. On the right wing. She's going to drive center, kicks it out to Thompson. Now Rostovsky, right wing, down to Kelsey Mitchell. Mitchell spins but loses control of the ball. She's on the ground to get it though, and Flaherty is able to control it. Up top, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Rostovsky driving left, and she is knocked down by Berger on her way to the basket.
And once again, another smart play on Madison Rostovsky this quarter. She realizes that the play clock is under 8 seconds. She tried to take it to the hoop, and she drew a foul, resetting the play clock, and Wolverines getting another opportunity at a bucket.
Ball into Flaherty. She puts up a quick jumper. That one's no good, and the rebound's going to go to Berger the other way. She's going to slow it down, though, on the right wing. Now up top to Coville. The other side to Fountain. She misses the three. Just grazed the front iron and rebound to Kelsey Mitchell.
And that last offensive sequence, I really think Kate Flaherty has been forcing shots.
As she just forced another three-pointer, but Danielle Williams is able to pull down the rebound and draw the foul.
And that is the 4th team foul for the Temple Owls. One more, and the Wolverines are shooting free throws. And really, you can't ask for anything more. Both teams are on a bit of a scoring drought. Temple has yet to score this quarter, and Michigan is 0 of their last 4 on field goals.
And now Jillian Dunstan will come back into the game, so her injury isn't holding her back now. as Thompson will inbounds the ball for the Wolverines after Danielle Williams hustle rebound, and it's quickly into Rostovsky for 2.
And Rostovsky has scored the last 6 points for the Michigan Wolverines, all of which at the 10. So she's doing a great job of reading the floor and taking what the defense is giving her.
It's 23-15 with 6:30 remaining, and now there's a travel on Fitzgerald. Started walking without putting the ball down.
And really, it's been a turnover-filled quarter for the Temple Owls, really switching roles with the Wolverines and allowing them to get back in it, as it's now only an 8-point game.
Wolverines on offense with 18 seconds on the shot clock. It's Dunstan on the left wing. She kicks it across court to Madison Rostovsky. Puts up a 3 and that one falls. She's feeling it. It's 23-18. Madison Rostovsky is on fire in this second quarter. She has all her points.
9 straight points out of Madison Rostovsky, and she gets a standing ovation from the Chrysler faithful. Rightfully so, though. She's really energized this team to bring it within 5, and that's reasonable striking distance considering they were down 23-9 at the end of the first. And once again, we see this Coach Barnes-Arico did push the right buttons in the huddle. She's getting the defensive stops, causing a lot of turnovers. I have 5 by my count this quarter for the Temple Owls. And also, they're not giving up easy looks. Anytime someone gets within 5 feet of the hoop, there's a host of Wolverines around them. They're doing a great job team rebounding, tipping balls out to their own players. They're contesting on three-pointers. The last foul in three-pointer, there was a hand in her face. And that's a night and day difference from what we saw in this first quarter, Emily.
And they continue to hustle the Wolverines. Even if they make a mistake on offense, you see all the Wolverines scrambling on the floor for the loose ball, and that is what has kept them in this game. Madison Rostovsky, though, with 9 points on 4 for 7 shooting. She also has 3 rebounds. And that last 3, as soon as she put it up, you could tell it was going in, and the crowd was quickly on their feet.
Yeah, and you gotta ride the hot hand here if you're Kim Barnes-Arico. Madison Rostovsky, she's taking smart shots. She's feeling it. That was a heat check 3. Let's be honest with what it was. She was a few feet behind the arc. There was a hand in the face, but it was a heat check 3, and you're fine with her taking that. But you have to you gotta ride the horse that got you there. And right now, play should be ran for Rostovsky. Flaherty, I think, has been forcing up a lot of shots, trying to get into a shooter's rhythm. But I fully expect Kim Barnes-Arico to recognize what's going on the floor and maybe tone back Flaherty. Obviously, she has the green light if she's open. She is the best shooter on this team. She's proven that in her 2 years of play. But Rostovsky right now might be the best player on the court.
Right now she is, and for the Wolverines, it's Dunstan, Rostovsky, Thompson, Williams, and Kelsey Mitchell. Flaherty will be sitting on the bench, but Temple has the ball. It will be Coville. She gets it into Aaliyah Butts, who quickly passes it up to Fitzgerald. She's met by a Wolverines trap of Thompson and Rostovsky, and Dunstan tips her pass, but it's going to be retained by Temple, and now it's up top to Fitzgerald.
Good job by the Wolverines to get back in their defensive set after breaking for what they thought was going to be a steal.
Now it's Atkinson, 5 seconds on the shot clock, up to Fitzgerald. She's going to drive center, almost lose the ball, and it's going to be shot clock violation. Excellent defense by the Wolverines.
Definitely the best defensive possession we've seen here out of the Wolverines. You can call it the best defensive possession out of the Wolverines or the worst offensive possession out of Temple, as they really didn't probe the defense. They had a 3-on-2 break after what Michigan thought they were getting a steal. But then they pulled out, and there was no dribble penetration, and that's really been the key to Temple's success thus far. They dribble in, they kick out, they've gotten open threes, and they've knocked them down. But now you see less of the dribble penetration. You see more team rebounding from the Wolverines, less offensive rebounds out of the Owls, and that is what has led the Michigan comeback, paired with Madison Rostovsky's hot offensive start to the second quarter.
Now Flaherty, though, is checked in the game for Rostovsky. The feet down low to Thome. Kicks it out to Thompson. Thompson drives left, picks up her dribble, Gives it out to Flaherty with 5 seconds on the shot clock. She feeds it down low to Thome. Thome met by 2 Temple defenders, and she is fouled as she misses the layup.
And that's big because Thome is a good free throw shooter. Her teammates fully expect her to knock down at least one here, but that gets them into the bonus. So now any foul will result in 2 free throws from the Michigan Wolverines, and the Wolverines are typically a good free throw shooting team.
Yes, with 5 minutes remaining in this half, that's a big deal to already be in the bonus. And Thome hits the second, so it's 23-19. Wolverines pressuring. Temple gets it up, and Fountain's able to go drive to the basket and give it to a cutting Atkinson. She gets the basket. It's 25-19.
And that's the first basket of the quarter for the Temple Owls, coming just outside of the 5-minute mark.
Now Flaherty drives. She kicks it out to Boogie Brzezowski in the corner for 3. That one's good. Boogie Brzezowski hits it from the right corner. Now Wolverines only down by 3 with 4:30 remaining in the half. And Boogie Brzezowski was almost able to force another Temple turnover, but she was out of bounds while breaking up the path.
No, and this energy that started with Madison Rostovsky was checking back into the game now, rightfully so. The energy that she brought is contagious. The team is flying all around the floor. Boogie Brzezowski now knocking down his shot. Hallie Thome getting to the free throw line. It is contagious. And you can't speak enough about what Madison Rostovsky has done to turn her performance around from what we saw in the first quarter.
And now Temple has 18 seconds on the shot clock. It's up top, Aaliyah Butts. She gives it to her teammate on the right wing. She's going to drive and dump it down low to Coville, who gets the layup, so it's 27-22.
An easy bucket there for Temple. Good job by getting dribble penetration, dumping it off to the open girl.
Rostovsky now on the left wing. She is going to turn it over. She tries to find Thome down low, but the pass was off and out of bounds.
Thome had a favorable post up, but Rostovsky just couldn't get it into her. And that's a missed opportunity there for the Wolverines.
Now it's Fitzgerald trapped at the timeline. She's going to give it to Butts. She's going to dribble left, get all the way to the basket, and it looked like Sierra Thompson just kind of stepped out of her way as Butts gets the layup. It's 29-22. Now down low to Thome. She gets that one to fall, though. Wolverines within 5, 3:30 remaining.
And I like the Wolverines pushing the pace here, getting one-on-ones in the post for Hallie Thome.
Quickly the other way, Butts throws up a 3. It's no good, but it's rebounded by Atkinson, and she gets the putback. Sierra Thompson now up top for the Wolverines. She's going to give it to Rostovsky on the left elbow, guarded by Coville. Now Flaherty, who drives center and gets the right-handed layup.
And maybe this will break her out of her offensive freeze, as she needs to heat up for the Wolverines to really complete this comeback.
Now the Wolverines pressuring again at the timeline, but now it's Coville open for the left wing 3. She airballs it, but Atkins is there for the rebound. She's going to get Rostovsky to foul her on the putback. She'll go to the line for 2.
And Atkinson may have got away with an offensive foul there, bumping hard into the undersized Sierra Thompson, sending her flying. And then Madison Rostovsky picks up the foul, coming to help. Good break for the Owls, as they are looking to score on 3 straight possessions.
And Atkinson makes her first, so it is 32-26, 2:37 remaining. Second one falls. And now KBA calls a timeout for Michigan. And as you said, Atkinson might have gotten away with the offensive foul. We saw Kim Barnes-Zarico on the sideline talking to the ref about the last play.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's in the past. And, you know, Temple, after coming out cold, has scored on their last 3 trips. But the Wolverines have also, they're 5 of their last 5 from the floor, bringing that shooting percentage up to 29%, 10 of 34. Then the first quarter, they were only, 4 of 22? So 6 of 14 is a lot better tune that you can hum along to than 4 of 22. And not so coincidentally, Michigan finds themselves right back in this game down 7.
And for the Wolverines, it's Madison Rostovsky, as we have said, leading the way with 9 points. But other than that, it's Flaherty with 5 and Thome with 5. Now back in action is Sierra Thompson on the left wing. She'll give it up top to Flaherty. Now to Rostovsky, who gives it to Bogi Brzezowski in the corner. Now Rostovsky's going to dribble center. She gets the layup. 33-28.
11 points for her this quarter, and the main reason Michigan's back in it.
Now up top, Coville. She's directing her Temple offense. She'll give it to Fitzgerald on the left wing. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Up top, Atkinson. She's going to drive and hand straight up by Thome and Rostovsky. She draws the foul.
And you can live with that foul even though you don't think she may have actually fouled her. When she was fouled, the ball really didn't have a chance of going in. So you're fine conceding the free throws as of an open layup. Thome, though, does have 2 on her. It looks like Kelsey Mitchell will be checking in for her, and she is, which is the right call. You want her to have 3 to go in the second half.
So Kelsey Mitchell and Danielle Williams will check in for Thome and Brzezowski. And Atkinson takes her second foul shot. It falls. It's 35-28, 150 remaining. Now Thompson to Williams on the right wing. Up top to Flaherty. Flaherty crosses over, now kicks it to Thompson. Thompson, a jumper from the foul line. That one falls.
And we see the lid off the rim in the first quarter. I'm fully convinced that wouldn't have went down.
Wolverines now shooting 33%. Butts feeds it into Fountain, who kicks it out to Coville. Thought about the 3. Now back to Fountain, who puts up the jumper from the foul line. She gets that one to go. It's 37-30. 1:10 remaining in the half.
And really, Temple's only proven that they can knock down open jumpers. So if the Wolverines can just continue to get hands in their face, this comeback will be a lot easier.
And now Rostovsky cutting back door. Once again, she gets the layup. It's 37-32.
A little bit of swag out of the senior as she's calling for the and one, something you don't typically see out of Madison.
Fountain feeds it down low to Coville. Back to Fountain. She puts up the jumper. She knocks that one down.
That time with the hand in her face, maybe they should key on Fountain, keep her from scoring. She does average 12 a game, and she's already at 14, so you don't want to let her have too big of a day.
Now the Wolverines down 7 with 16 remaining on the shot clock, 19 in the half. It's Rostovsky on the left wing. She gets a screen from Mitchell. Now to Danielle Williams, 5 seconds on the shot clock. She's going to drive, and she's going to be called for the travel before she puts up her shot. So 8.8 remaining. Temple has the ball.
And we saw Temple do that in the first quarter. They baited the Michigan Wolverines into getting a one-on-one scenario with Danielle Williams.
Butts quickly going the other way. She kicks it to Fountain for 3. Wolverines left her wide open. She knocks it down, and Temple will go into halftime with a 10-point lead, but the Wolverines were fighting back.
Yeah, 7 straight points for Fountain. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth as Michigan got within 5, but then giving up that run, they find themselves only cutting away 4 points from that first quarter lead. Kim Barnes-Rico does have a lot more work to do with this Michigan team in the second half.
The second half should be a good one. Both teams scoring well late in that Second quarter, Temple 3 of their last 3, Michigan 8 of their last 8, but we'll leave you for a couple minutes before the start of the second half.
and welcome back to Chrysler Arena here in beautiful Ann Arbor, Michigan, as the Michigan Lady Wolverines take on the Temple Owls in a WNIT Elite 8 matchup. Both teams looking to get to their second consecutive WNIT Final Four. Temple finds themselves up 42-32 coming into the second half. Emily, what was the story for the first half of this game?
Well, in the first quarter, the Wolverines just weren't able to hit anything. They were shooting 11%, and they couldn't even get easy layups to fall. And it just looked like they were rattled on offense and defense, not putting a hand up in shooters' faces. But in the second quarter, Madison Rostovsky turned things around for the Wolverines. She scored their first 9 points and had all of her 13 points in that quarter. So it's going to be important for the Wolverines in the second half to continue on that momentum and just play sound basketball on both ends of the floor. They need to make sure that they are guarding Donasia Fountain, who already has 17 points. She only averages 10 points a game. It's going to be important that they lock down on her, but continue their good defense on Aaliyah Butts.
No, Aaliyah Butts is the leading scorer of this team. They held her to 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting. The most impressive part is the only 3 shots. That would be Sarah Thompson's assignment for this game, doing a nice job making sure she doesn't even get half decent looks to where she could maybe force something. But Donasia Fountain really took over the final 2 minutes of that game. Michigan Wolverines down 5 with 2 minutes to go. Fountain then scores 7 consecutive points on really 3 open jumpers. And Michigan has proven they can get stops as they held Temple scoreless for the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. And the second half now starts with Madison Rostovsky inbounding it to Sierra Thompson as they initiate the offense. High post feet to Madison Rostovsky, dribbles it back out, looking to go down to Tome, eventually gets it to a one-on-one, spin move into the right lane. That one gets stripped away, much like we saw to start the game. Taken away by number 1, Colville, the Detroit, Michigan native, as now Fitzgerald tries to dribble drive into the paint, gets bumped off her course by Sierra Thompson, and that'll be a foul on Thompson.
And we've seen Temple pushing the pace and driving to the basket quickly, and the Wolverines haven't been in position all the time as we see Thompson picking up a foul.
Colville looking to get it and eventually has to throw it into Atkinson, who takes it back up top to Fitzgerald as she initiates the offense. 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Fitzgerald tries to get it in, kicks it out to Atkinson, Fountain's first jumper of the second half missed. Pushed up now by Sierra Thompson, who feeds it across the lane to Danielle Williams, who lays it up and in. 34-42, 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Quick pass now up to Atkinson. Atkinson flips it back to Fitzgerald as she brings it up top, and the offense starts with 20 seconds. Colville looking to feed it in, tipped away by Tome, but corralled by Atkinson. Atkinson up to Butts, the Owls' leading scorer, who only has 2 points. 8-7, she drives into lane, flips it up left hand, no, rebound Rostovsky. She brings it up all the way herself across the timeline now. She's going to look to get into Tome, can't do anything. Little crossover, skip pass to Williams. Williams gets into Tome one-on-one, lefty hook, off the glass, rattles home. 36-42, now only a 6-point game, and Michigan is flashing a little bit of the defense they did to start the second quarter. As they do that, they give up an open lane to Erica Colville, and Hallie Tome tried to slide in and take the charge a day late and a dollar short as Colville gets the and one lay-in. That'll be Tome's third. She's got to be careful not to pick up that dreaded fourth.
And it looks like Tome now might have a nosebleed, but on the other end, they were able to feed it into her, and it was the first time that she was only guarded by one person, and it was a mismatch against Colville, and she was able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, of the starting Temple lineup, the highest one I see listed on the roster is 6'1", Erica Colville, and she's a guard. She wouldn't even match up against Tome. So they got to look to expose that when Tome's back in. As Rasheed Wallace might say, ball don't lie, as Colville misses it. Rostovsky takes it all the way down the left lane and misses it. as the rebound rattles out of bounds, hit to Williams, kicks it out to Kate Flaherty, and Flaherty knocks down the three. She has to get going if the Wolverines want to complete the comeback. Quick up to Atkinson along the right side. Kicks back up top, over to Fitzgerald to Butts. Butts now with Danielle Williams on her. And the Michigan crowd is getting loud. Colville now over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald dribble, step back, jumper, front iron, no. Tapped out by Rostovsky. Tapped away by Flaherty, and it went off the foot of Fitzgerald. That is just a good display of team rebounding as Michigan will get the ball.
And those are two good plays by Flaherty after she knocks down the three and then sacrifices her body diving for the ball. Now Wolverines will get another opportunity to cut into this lead.
Michigan can pull it into a one-basket game with a bucket here. Williams up top, 18 on the play clock. To the left side to Flaherty. Flaherty now dribbles middle, a little hesitation dribble. Goes in and gets a blocking foul on a lefty scoop. The scoop does not go in, but she will get to the line for 2 free throws, something we didn't see the Michigan Wolverines do very often, as they only shot 4 free throws in the first half.
And that's good by Flaherty to get to the basket, draw the foul. She's 3 for 12, and it can really help a good shooter to get to the line and get some easy points as she just made her first.
Yeah, and as the first one's down, it's now a 4-point game with another one coming. Like I said, they can make it a 3-bucket game if this one goes down, and it does, per usual of Kate Flaherty's style. And Michigan press is going to look to get a turnover, as Temple easily beats it, getting it along the right side to Atkinson, who flips it up to Butts, who gets it into Colville. Colville gets an easy look at the left hand, misses it though. Rebound corralled in by the three-point line, out by Fountain. And it looks like now, as Fountain had it, she was fouled by Danielle Williams.
It was a scramble for the ball, and interesting, it looked like maybe both of them had their hands on the ball as Williams was kind of flipped to the floor, but she did get her hands, and she will be called for a foul.
Great hustle play there, though, by Denasia. Handoff dribble now to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald with the fake pass and gets an easy layup. This one's back up to 5 with 6:49 to play here in the third quarter. Sierra Thompson feeds into Kelsey Mitchell. Righty hook, no good. Corralled in by Colville. Colville up to Fitzgerald. Over to Fountain. Fountain now out to Fitzgerald. Into Atkinson. Atkinson working Kelsey Mitchell. She flips it up and flips it in, and maybe the most freak shot this game will see. She was falling to the floor and just threw it up. Now the Michigan inbounds quickly to Kate Flaherty as she goes and lays it off the high glass for 2 points. It's become a scoring affair, folks. Now quickly up to Butts. Butts misses it. Rebound corralled in by Mitchell, and now Michigan's going to push the pace again. Rostovsky will finally pull it out. Oh, hesitation move, gets in, righty layup, and it's in! 3-point game with 6 minutes to go. Temple now brings it up. They go across your radio dial from left to right. 5:50 to go, 18 seconds on the play clock. Ball swung around to Butts on the right wing. Up top to Fountain. Fountain for 3, it's down, and her hot streak continues from beyond the long line. Give her 4 or 5 on the day. And now quickly inbounded up to Williams. Williams misses the layup, but gets the tip-out rebound by Mitchell. 30 for 3, no good. Rebound Atkinson is now. Butts will take a little bit of the air out of the ball in what has quickly become a track meet. Butts now open in the corner for 3, down as it rattled home. You can't keep a great scorer down for long. She was eventually going to get her points. Sarah Thompson now all the way to the rack, has it tipped out of her hands, out of bounds. 25 seconds on the play clock, 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And it's pushed back up to a 9-point lead now for the Temple Owls.
And Temple is on a 6-0 run over the last 37 seconds. So the Wolverines need to score on this possession and just try to slow down the Owls on their next offensive possession.
Ugo Wigwe checks in for the Temple Owls, the rim protector of the team. As Flaherty tries to go in, goes baseline, kick out to Thompson, who's open in the corner and missed it. Rebound Colville. Up to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald matching up with Boogie Brzezowski, staring right into her eyes. Playing good defense, cutting away any type of dribble as they get eventually to Butts. Butts crossover dribble 3, no good. Rebound tipped out, corralled in by Rostovsky. She goes kick out to an open Flaherty. Flaherty for 3, no good. Ball tipped around, and the refs are going to say it was last touch by Weigway, and it will remain Michigan ball. 4:33 here to go in the third quarter. Michigan finds themselves down 9 after what was a real flurry of scoring from both sides.
And Madison Rostovsky still fighting to keep her Wolverines in this game. She has 15 points, and she just hustled down that rebound, was just running down the court, and she made a smart play. I liked what she did. Instead of forcing the layup, she kicked it out to a wide open Flaherty. Even though Flaherty didn't knock down the shot, I think it was a good look.
No, and Flaherty having an uncharacteristically cold night shooting. 4 of 15, not great, and that's contributing to the team's 37% shooting. After you see something like the performance she put up in the first half against San Diego University, you'd expect her to come out and do a little bit more of the same, but Michigan doing just enough to hang around. They're on a bit of a scoring drought. Temple on a 6-0 run over the last minute. That means Temple's getting quick buckets and Michigan 0 of 4. What can they do to maybe get this offense jumpstart? And not just jumpstart, but what can they do to get consistent offense, Emily?
Well, I think it starts on the defensive end because they've allowed a couple of three-pointers by the Owls. Flaherty wasn't quite in the face of Fitzgerald. She gave her just a little space, and that's all she's needed tonight. And that just kind of took the air out of the Wolverines' run and offense. So I think if they can play consistent defense, they can then play consistent offense. They just need to work the ball around. They've had some good cuts down low, especially Rostovsky's backdoor cuts. We saw when Jillian Dunstan checked into the game. She also cut to the lane. They found her for her 2 points. Danielle Williams cutting the basket. So it's all this ball movement, just off-ball cuts.
Yeah, and really defensively for the Wolverines, we've seen them be able to get prolonged stops. As we saw them hold Temple to a 3-minute drought here in this quarter, 5 minutes in the second quarter. But then all of a sudden, after holding, the dam breaks and Temple will go on a 6-0 run over the last minute or 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes. So Michigan has to, like you said, the key word here is consistency. They can't get any either on the offensive or defensive end. Thompson will be triggering for the Wolverines on the inbounds play. They run their play, get it to Flaherty along the right wing. Flaherty driving. She scoops it up and in. 47-54 now as they get it up quickly to Atkinson. They force her into a contested layup, missed. Rebound Tome up to Flaherty. Flaherty over to Rostovsky. Rostovsky working, picks up her dribble. Back cut Flaherty. Flaherty step back 18-footer. No, I'd like to see her get to the rim there, but rebound corralled in by Butts. As Butts takes it uncontested, she flips it into the corner to Atkinson, but back out to Butts. 20 seconds to go on the play clock. She get a screens from Weigway. 18-footer, back iron, no. Rebound Thompson. Thompson up to Brzezowski. Brzezowski over to Flaherty. Flaherty, a little hesitation move, 15-footer. That one's down.
That was good ball movement for Sierra Thompson to get it up to Boogie Brzezowski, who saw Flaherty open on the opposite side of the court.
And now 2 straight buckets and 2 straight possessions for the Wolverines. Screen from Weigway. Fitzgerald kicks over to Colville. Colville into the corner to Atkinson, and that's way too high. Flies right into where the Rostovsky family typically sits, and that'll be a turnover on Temple. Jill Dunstan now checks into the game. Nice to see her injury in the first half was nothing too serious. Thompson will bring the ball up for the Wolverines. It's 49-54 with 3:15 to go here in the third quarter. Thompson along the left side, not a whole lot of ball movement in this possession. Now gets up to Flaherty up top, back to Thompson in the corner. Hallie Tome really working hard inside, but double team, they can't get it to her. Turnover, Thompson, she threw it right into the arms of Colville, who pushes it up, picks up her dribble, hands off to Atkinson, who gets it to Butts, and she will now start the play. Screen from the hot fountain. 15-footer, no good from Butts, and that leads into a 2-on-1, and Boogie Brzezowski misses the open layup. She may have gotten away with the travel there, too. You got to capitalize on those opportunities, as now Temple pushes it up. They get it into Fountain. Fountain flips it up, fills it up, and one bucket as Hallie Tome picks up her 4th foul.
And as you said, it's a game of runs, and Temple was just on an 0-4 scoring drought, but the Wolverines were unable to convert on that, and then Thome just bailed them out, letting Fountains draw the and one, and now is at the line.
And they can push this back up to an 8-point game with the free throw, and they do. Thompson brings it up for the Wolverines, per usual. Over to the left wing to Flaherty. Flaherty up top to Williams. Williams quiet on the score sheet. Only 2 points. Back over to the left to Flaherty. She gets a screen from Dunstan. Dunstan gets it. She takes one dribble into the paint, kicks out to Williams. 5 seconds to Flaherty. 3, 2, 1. She gets bumped down, but it goes to Williams. She shoots it. Thompson, she shoots it, misses, but a loose ball rebound gets tipped out of bounds off a Temple last. Michigan will retain. Not a great offensive possession, but good job, good awareness by Sierra Thompson to get that ball up with 1 second remaining on the shot clock.
And continued hustle by Danielle Williams, who fought for that rebound, and then resulting it off of Temple. But it looked like Flaherty might have been tripped up, but as you said, good awareness by Thompson to grab the ball and put it up quickly.
And I don't know if the refs can review it until 2 minutes in the final quarter of each half for a shot clock violation. So the ball will stay with Michigan. Fresh shot clock, though, as the ball did hit the rim. Flaherty now dribble drive from the right corner into the center. Kicks it out to Thompson. Thompson looking to get into Mitchell. Nothing doing. Back up top to Flaherty. Flaherty between her legs dribbles in. Out to Thompson. Thompson corner 3. And they needed it to go down, and it did go down. 52-57. Minute and a half here in the third quarter in Ann Arbor.
Only Thompson's second basket of the night, but clutch.
And now a hand in the face 3 out of Fitzgerald, and she buries it. On the other end of that long distance phone call, answering.
Wolverines can't get a break.
Thompson now will slow the ball up. Kicks over to the left wing to Jilly Dunstan. Dunstan now smartly relays it to Flaherty. Flaherty splits a double team. 15-footer, no good. And another offensive rebound. Danielle Williams, 3-pointer. Flaherty down!
And once again, Danielle Williams keeping the play alive and finding Caitlin Flaherty for 3.
Danielle Williams has been the unsung hero of this quarter. As Temple breaks the press, they pull it out. 60-55, 45 seconds left. Fitzgerald has the ball up top. They feed it in to Fallon, tipped away, and it will go over to the Wolverines as Michigan will get 30 seconds on the shot clock with 38 to go in this quarter. They can get it down to a 1-possession game with a bucket here. Michigan finally showing a little bit of grit in their defense as they've played some pretty consistently tough defense the final 4 minutes here of this quarter. Dunstan now up top gets it to Flaherty, who's been feeling it a little bit. Thompson now has it up top. 10 seconds on the play clock. 8, 7. Dribble, step back, 3. Down! Chrysler on their feet. 58-68. 7-6. Loose ball. Picked up by Thompson. Dribble to 4, 3, 2. Flaherty, 18-footer, 1. Down at the buzzer. Tied! 60-60, end of 3. And Michigan has clawed their way from a 10-point halftime deficit to make it anyone's game with 1 quarter to go.
What a turnaround by the Wolverines. It just came with hot shooting from Sierra Thompson and Caitlin Flaherty, each hitting important threes down the stretch, and that last second shot by Flaherty to tie it at 60.
Oh, and the shooting is contagious. Michigan, 3 of their last 3, 8-0 run over the final 58 seconds off a Caitlin Flaherty 3, a Sierra Thompson 3, and then a Kate Flaherty 18-footer, which we just saw right before the buzzer, off of a steal that Michigan got out of the press. Not a good sequence of events for the Temple Owls, squandering an 8-point lead in less than a minute.
And now that the Wolverines have the crowd behind them, the Owls have to be a little concerned, but they're still playing well. They are shooting 52%, and there have been hands up by the Wolverines, and they're definitely playing better defense, but the Owls are still able to hit some of these threes, even with hands in their face. But Jillian Dunstan came in, and she played excellent defense on the last possession, and she kept her hands up as there was cutting Fountain, and she was able to get Temple to throw the ball out of bounds, and that just led to the Wolverines' run, which continued on the last play of the quarter.
No, and just like the first quarter couldn't come to a close quick enough for the Michigan Wolverines, they didn't want the third quarter to end, especially the flurry that they put up in the final at the end there. In the final minute, 28 seconds, in a game that's not been void of offense, but we've seen droughts. In the final minute and a half, we saw 11 points, 3 threes and a jumper, and an 18-footer from Flaherty. The extra three I'm talking about is from Fitzgerald, who she hit with a hand in her face, which is a big response to a Flaherty three. But now here come the Wolverines with Rostowski, Dunstan, Mitchell, Flaherty, and Thompson. And to combat that, the Temple Owls roll out a lineup of, it looks like, Butts, Fountain, who did cool off in that third quarter from her hot first half, Colville, and it looks like into the game now, for maybe the first time, Sophia Martin. And she is looking to be the run stopper. Temple has the ball up top. Fitzgerald directing the offense. 15 seconds to go on the play clock. Over to Fountain. Fountain with Flaherty on her. Fountain 18-footer, contested, no good. Michigan can't control the rebound. Kicked open to an open Fitzgerald, She bricks off the back iron. Long rebound hauled in by Sierra Thompson. Flaherty relays it over to Rostovsky. Rostovsky brings it up top. Over to the left wing, but dribbled to the center of the M by Thompson. Left wing to Flaherty with a quick relay pass from Dunstan. She gets a screen from Mitchell. She missed an open rolling Mitchell. And we got a double dribble call called on Caitlin Flaherty. Maybe a critical point, maybe a critical turnover in this game, as they could have taken the lead and really seized momentum that has carried over from the third quarter.
Yeah, not the way you want to start if you're the Wolverines. Taking a little energy out, but they're back on the defensive side.
Butts now up top, swings it over to Colville. Colville hand in her face, off the glass, three no good. Martin with the rebound. She finds an open Butts. Butts for three, misses it again. Rebound, Fountain, no. Rebound finally corralled in by Mitchell. She might have traveled, but just got away with one. Sarah Thompson will bring it up with the Michigan Wolverines hoping to take the lead for the first time this game. Flaherty up top working on Fitzgerald. It gets swung around eventually to Madison Rostovsky. She goes left hand, dribble, layup, blocked by Fountain, but there's going to be a foul, and Rostovsky is going to get 2 free throws as Madison continues her great play from the start of the second quarter on.
And the Wolverines have gotten good things when they drive to the basket, as Rostovsky went hard, and she will now go to line for 2. And before Flaherty caught fire from beyond the arc, it started with her driving to the basket.
And the Rostovsky free throw will give Michigan their first lead of the day. It comes with 8:26 remaining here in the game. 61-60 Chrysler. This is WCBN's call of the women's WNIT quarterfinal game. And Rostovsky's second free throw is down 62-60 now. Danielle Williams checks back into the game for Jill Dunstan. Michigan has the half-court pressure on. They get it across. Now a trap along the sideline. It's broken. It gets swung around to Butts, but we got a hand check foul before she could get into the lane. Good foul for the Michigan Wolverines. Foul will be called on Flaherty, just her second, it looks like. So no problems there. Inbounds up top to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald into the left corner to Butts. Williams has done a nice job on Butts this second half. Back into the corner to Butts. Dribble drive center. Flips it up and in. Good take by the leading scorer for the Temple Owls. Kate Flaherty now pushes it up. She takes it in. Shot blocked by Martin and out of bounds. And that call is going to get overturned. It was last touched by Caitlin Flaherty.
And this will be interesting with some momentum swinging back now to the Owls after a quick run by the Wolverines. We'll see if they can get a stop.
Into the corner to Atkinson. Back up top to Butts. She's come alive the second quarter. She gets bumped, flips it up, fills it up, and one for the Philadelphia-based leading scorer. And she has a chance to extend this to a 3-point game.
She just flipped that one up with one hand with the contact.
Smart play as she got bumped to just throw it up there and whatever happens, happens. She did miss the free throw, though. So it's 64-62, 7.5 to go. As Rostowski dribbles it into the paint, kicks out to Danielle Williams. Danielle Williams thinks twice about shooting an open three. Not a typical score for the Wolverines, but you would like to see her shoot that one. Feed into Kelsey Mitchell, double team. Into Danielle Williams, open layup. She gets off the high glass, it rattles around, but eventually finds its way home. Tied ball game, 7:15 here to go in the game. WNIT action, live from Chrysler. The Michigan press is in full effect, stolen by Danielle Williams. Kicked up, 2-on-1, Rostowski, lefty layup, it's down! Danielle Williams, once again, the unsung hero of this half. Kick over to Butts. Butts now into the corner to an open Fountain, and Fountain misses. Maybe coming back down to earth from her hot shooting first half. Rebound, though, corralled in by Temple. Kicked out to Fitzgerald, and she knocks down an open three. As Temple takes the lead now in a back-and-forth game, which could have potentially been a blow after the first quarter. But credit the Wolverines for getting back into it. 67-66, 6:26 to go here in the game. Flaherty along the right wing, up top to Williams. Williams over to Rostowski. Rostowski pressured by Fountain. Flare screen for Sierra Thompson. Sierra Thompson three, and it's down. Back iron shoots down. 3 points for Sierra Thompson. 69-67.
Good play by the Wolverines and Danielle Williams to set the screen to get Sierra Thompson open.
They feed it in down low, and Kelsey Mitchell tried to take a charge, called a blocking foul. And I'm gonna let the crowd tell you what they think of it.
All the fans on their feet loudly voicing their opinion on that call.
So it will remain Temple ball. That's the third team foul on the Michigan Wolverines. 5 team fouls and Temple's in the bonus. Now an open three for Temple's Fitzgerald. She doesn't even get iron, it looked like, back glass, but then turned around to, out to Butts to Fountain, and then Fountain finally knocks down an open three in what has been a battle of three-pointers. Golden State would be proud of this one. 70-69, 5:30 to go here in the game. 15 seconds on the play clock, and Danielle Williams having it in the left wing, up top to Flaherty. Flaherty working one-on-one, step back 18-footer, back iron, no. Corralled in by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald over to Fountain. Fountain back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets a screen from Martin, doesn't use it. Dribble drive, penetration over to Butts. Butts skip pass to, in the corner, that was Atkinson. No good. Rebound corralled in by Jilly Dunstan. Sierra Thompson pass to Danielle Williams. Danielle Williams flips it right back. 4:50 to go. 16 to go on the play clock. Michigan hasn't done much. Over in the wing to Williams over to Dunston. Dunston to Thompson. Thompson down low to Hallie Tolman. I don't know how she got so open, but she laid it in to give Michigan another 1-point lead.
Thom was just able to curl right to the basket, wide open.
Great play design there from Kim Barnes-Arico to get her big a wide open layup. And a hard dribble drive by Atkinson as she shows soft enough touch to get it to roll around the rim and in. 72-71, 4:15 to go. Temple leads the Wolverines. Sarah Thompson over to Dunston to Flaherty on the right wing. Gets a screen from Tome. Tome on the roll. Flaherty's missed the open roll a few times today. 10 seconds now as Flaherty dribble drives in. She flips it up and going to be called for a travel on the dribble drive. May have threw an extra step in there. I don't know if I can disagree with the call, but that will be a stoppage in play. Temple leads Michigan 72-71, just under 4 minutes, 3:57 to go here in the WNIT quarterfinals game. I just want to throw a quick reminder out there. Anyone listening, you can like WCBN Sports on Facebook. Follow us along on Twitter at WCBN Sports. We love any type of feedback you can give us. Emily, why don't you give me a little bit of your feedback of what you've seen thus far in the fourth quarter?
Well, so far the Wolverines have definitely fought to stay in this. They're only down by 1. And again, you have to give credit to Danielle Williams. She only has 4 points, but she has 6 rebounds and 4 assists.
And how many balls have we seen her go after that she's tipped around and it's went off Temple players?
Yeah.
At least 3 come right to my mind.
She's been everywhere, and she also has a steal, but she just been cutting to the basket. Even though she only has 4 points, I have to say that she's been a leader in getting her teammates also to cut to the basket, because that's where the Wolverines offense is clicking, is Hallie Thom had a good cut, roll to the basket, and she was wide open. And again, she set a screen for Flaherty, who didn't find her, but she was open on the roll to the basket. And if Flaherty's just able to keep her head up and they can continue to find those holes in the Temple defense, that will be important for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and that may be the last great play we see out of Coach Barnes-Arico, because really 72-71, season on the line for both teams. It comes down to what players can play and who can't. Immense pressure here at Chrysler. It's a pretty good turnout for a Monday night, and they're looking to make a bid to play the winner of Hofstra University or Florida Gulf Coast University in the WNIT semifinals. That one may be back here at Michigan. We're not sure. Attendance is, or home court advantage is based on attendance. So, breaking the timeout, the lineup of Tome, Dunston, Flaherty, Thompson, Ristovsky for the Wolverines. And it looks like for the Owls, it looks like we got Fountain, Atkinson, Fitzgerald, Colville, and Butts, the starting lineup for Temple. Colville brings it across the timeline with relative ease, flips it to Fitzgerald to start the offense now. They feed it up to the post to Atkinson. Atkinson tries to take it on Tome. She misses, but rebound Colville. Fitzgerald now dribble drive, step back, miss, no. Rebound Fountain, put up, yes. After 3 chances, Temple finally gets it to go down. 3-point game now with 3:20 to go. Thompson over to Ristovsky. Ristovsky working one-on-one. Lefty hook, can't get it. Rebound Tome. She just reached over Colville and then put it back in. Big bucket there for the Wolverines. Now back to a 1-point game, 74-73.
Thom a little quiet recently, but that was an essential play by her with the putback.
Yeah, they couldn't get down by more than 1 bucket because that might certainly be over. Dribble drive by Colville. She kicks it out to Fountain. Fountain then dribbles, 1-step pull-up, 15-footer, no. Rebound by Colville as she kicks it out to Butts, who starts the offense. Dribble drive by Butts going behind the back, eventually kicks it out to Atkinson up top. Atkinson, dribble drive, 15-footer, hard off the high glass, doesn't draw rim. Rebound Tome, she gives it to Thompson. Michigan looking to take a late lead here with 2:20. Rostowski has it, looking, gives it to Flaherty up top. Flaherty back over to Rostowski in the corner, down into Tome. Tome double team, back out to Rostowski. Dribble drive into Dunstan on the left block. Back out to Flaherty on the left wing. She takes it, lays it short off the glass, but gets it to scoot in. 75-74. Michigan takes the lead under 2 minutes. 156, and Chrysler is getting on their feet, trying to will their Wolverines to a defensive stop. Fitzgerald has it up top. She's guarded by Thompson. It gets swung all the way into the corner to Fountain. Back up, or excuse me, up top to Fountain. Fountain gets stripped, and it's off her knee. Michigan will get it. $1:40 to go in this game. Michigan up one, a fresh 30. Best case scenario for the Wolverines, take a good 25 seconds off the clock and get a bucket here.
And talk about Chrysler loud. The fans got on their feet for that defensive possession, and the Wolverines were able to get a stop. And it was pretty loud in here.
And that may have been the loudest I've heard it for this women's season. You've done more games than me, so I'll let you be the judge of that.
I was about to say it's the loudest I've ever heard it in here for a women's basketball game.
And maybe the biggest possession of the game offensively for the Wolverines. Thompson has it left, tries to feed it into Tome, who was open for a split second. Tipped away, though, by Martin. Martin, her first appearance came with about 8 minutes to go in this game, and she has yet to leave.
And Martin does have 3 points, 1-for-1 shooting, and a foul shot. Stepping up off the bench.
16 seconds to go on the play clock, 1:25 on the game clock. Thompson triggers it into Williams. Williams looking in, feeds it to Tome one-on-one. She doesn't recognize it. Flare screen. Flaherty, 5 feet behind the arc. No!
Her defender fell to the ground, and Flaherty was left wide open, so she was tempted to take that shot, and I don't blame her.
Rebound Atkinson, and they get it to Butts, and Chrysler is getting loud again. Atkinson now on the right wing. She kicks it up top to Fitzgerald, who's had a very nice fourth quarter thus far. Swings it back around to Atkinson. Now up to Butts, the leading scorer. Sierra Thompson on her. 8-7 on the play clock. 6-5. She dribbles in. Off the back iron, and she gets the shooter's roll. 1 point lead for the Temple Owls as they go up 76-75 with 50.1 to go here in this game.
The Wolverines going to draw up a play, and hopefully they don't need to force a quick shot. They can work the time. They have 30 seconds on their shot clock, and they do not want to just quickly launch up a three. They just need to get a good look at the basket. They've been playing good defense up till then. They let the basket in, but I think if they get the ball to Rostowski or Flaherty, unless they find Thome's been getting open down low, so they could dump it down to her as well.
Yeah, I think you got to let Flaherty or Rostowski try to create, but this answers it answered the question I was going to ask you. What would your strategy be here? You would go play to her for a good shot. Conversely, I might try to get something up with 45 seconds to go, something early, so that way I could get a 2-for-1 opportunity here. You got like your chances with maybe a Flaherty flare screen or a Rostowski flare screen and a potential rebound by Tome. But I would like to go for a 2-for-1 opportunity here. So that will be in the hands of Coach Barnes Arico. Temple did take the timeout. 3 timeouts left for Michigan, 2 timeouts for Temple. Michigan with 3 fouls, Temple only with 1.
Yeah, after getting in foul trouble quickly in the first half, Temple has been doing a good job not fouling.
And as we've seen in the men's NCAA tournament, it is March. Anything can happen. And so this game is not even close to over, folks. As Michigan battled back down from a 14% shooting first quarter, found themselves down 23-9. Rostowski goes on her own 9-0 run in the second quarter to get him back into it, but only for Fountain in the final 2 minutes to go on a 7-0 run to extend Temple's lead back up to 10 into the halftime. And then Michigan, after a pretty poor 5 minutes in the third quarter, has really clamped down defensively, consistently, and then has improved their offensive consistency, and has made this a back and forth affair for the final 2 minutes.
As you illustrated, it is back and forth, and who knows which team will strike next and last.
And that's what it's going to come down to, who can strike last. On the floor for the Wolverines, wearing the the white and blue, Rostovsky, Thompson, Williams, Flaherty, Tome, Martin, Butts, Fitzgerald, Atkinson, and Colville on the court for Temple. Rostovsky up to the high elbow. She looks, gets into Tome. Tome one-on-one, doesn't recognize, kicks out to Flaherty. Flaherty dribble drive, blocked by Martin, and they say the ball is going to stay to Michigan.
And that was a close call. It looked like it could have been off of either team, but it will stay with the Wolverines.
Yeah, I don't see any reason as to why they wouldn't review it, and it looks like that's what they're going to do now with the rules for replay instituted the way they are. There's really no reason to not review anything close under the final 2 minutes.
The Wolverines did take a lot of time off the clock. Now they have 14 seconds on their shot clock if they do keep the ball. If not, there's 33.6 seconds remaining, so they would get the ball back regardless of a score because Temple will have to shoot the ball.
And it will be really interesting. I have yet to see a replay on the in-house television, and they have yet to show it on the big scoreboard. So I can't definitively tell you whether it stays Michigan ball or will be overturned to Temple. From my seat, I'm a good 95 feet laterally away, and then maybe a good 40 feet vertically. So I don't know if that gives me the best angle, but I think it should stay with Michigan from what I saw. Now, disclaimer, I could be very wrong, as I've proven to be in the past. But as the refs are breaking the huddle, they say it will remain Michigan's ball. And to rescind my statement earlier, this is the most important offensive possession of the game for the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan faithful on their feet here at Chrysler. Thompson triggering. She's looking to get it in, can barely get it in time. Timeout now called by Kim Barnes-Arico to avoid the 5-second call.
It was close. They got it into Danielle Williams. Actually called the timeout, but that was smart by KBA. It was almost 5 seconds.
Yeah, with 3 timeouts left in your back pocket, they don't carry over to the next game, folks. So there's no reason to not use it there.
But it was also smart by Sierra Thompson. You could see from here that she was looking a little panicked because she knew she had to get the ball in, but she was smart not to just throw it in and throw it away to Temple.
So let's see if KBA comes up with something here to get an easy look. They got Flaherty and Tome at the blocks, Rostovsky at the elbow, and Williams safety valve up top. They run it to Flaherty. She brings it around. 10 seconds to Rostovsky up top. She goes to work. She can't find anything. Dumps into Tome one-on-one. Tome, righty, scoop! Off the high glass, dancing around, miss, no! Rebound, Rostovsky. She kicks out to Sarah Thompson. 18-footer, Thompson, no good. Rebound, Rostovsky again. 15 seconds on the play clock. 14, 3, Danielle Williams. No, rebound, Tome. Tome up, no, rebound, Tome again. And it's down with 7.8 to go. 5 offensive rebounds for the Michigan Wolverines. And they take a 1-point lead with 7.8 to play.
They couldn't get a basket, but they wouldn't give up either. Rostovsky on the boards. They kick it out to Danielle Williams. She misses it. Thome gets it. Misses her layup, but she gets it back again and finally puts it back in. Tremendous hustle by the Wolverines.
And that just looks good on the rebounding statistics and taking a lot of time off the clock. Temple with only 7.8 left. Just the way KBA designed it up. 5 offensive rebounds and then finally a make. Credit the Wolverines for just hustling and let's be honest, they got some lucky bounces on some long rebounds. They weren't in the greatest positions, but they were in the right positions, and that's all that matters.
After all those rebounds, Madison Rostovsky is 1 rebound away from a double-double.
Temple will be triggering from right in front of their own bench. But timeout taken by KBA to set her defense. Maybe didn't like the look that Temple was giving them. If you're Temple coach Tanya Cardoza, who are you giving it to?
I got to give it to Fountain, but if she's not open, Butts has been playing well in this fourth quarter, and she's been clutch. So either one is a good option, but Fountain with 25 is who I think the Owls will look to. Yeah,
Fountain had the 17-point first half. She definitely has cooled off in the second half. But I really think, like you said, between Butts and Fountain, even Fitzgerald has played a very nice game. I would maybe look to get it into her. Lineup for the Owls is Butts, Colville, Fitzgerald, Atkinson, and Fountain. Dunstan, Flaherty, Rostovsky, Williams, and Thompson. Inbound to Thompson. Thompson dribbles in. Foul, charge, taken by Danielle Williams.
And that's been the story. Danielle Williams doing all the hustle plays, and she once again is in the right spot at the right time.
And a timeout taken by Michigan. That will be their final timeout. And once again, Danielle Williams just doing everything that needed to be done to complete this Michigan comeback. Now it will come down to, can Michigan inbound the ball, and can they make their free throws?
77-76 with 4.6 remaining.
One timeout left for Temple, I would like to point out. So the missing the second type scenario would be tough, but really Michigan's just got to focus on getting it inbounds. Temple only has 2 team fouls, and so maybe their clean play will come back to bite them, as they have to foul 3 times before they get into the bonus. So Michigan can definitely run off some clock here. You got to expect at least 1 full second before they can get to their, get to the bonus. But Michigan has to be careful. They have no more timeouts. They have to get the ball inbounds. They can't take a 5-second turnover. If it gets close to 5 seconds, you got to toss it up into the lane to Hallie Tome. Worst case scenario, you got to have Hallie Tome touch it, bobble it around for a few seconds, and maybe get it out of bounds. That has to be the worst case scenario. They cannot take a 5-second call here. Rostovsky will be triggering the ever-important possession for the Wolverines. She's looking, can't get it into anyone. And she gets it, she throws it right out of bounds as Flaherty got tossed to the floor, and it will be ruled out of bounds. Michigan can't do that. No time off the clock, as I don't believe the ball was touched.
And you could, again, sense Madison Rostovsky getting nervous, and one thing you have to remember as an inbounder, you can also try to toss it off your defender's feet and out of bounds, but she just wanted to get the ball in quickly to Flaherty.
Yeah, not a great play design there by Kim Barnes-Arico. Really the only option for Rostovsky along the sideline was Kate Flaherty. But it will be Temple ball. As of now, the game clock shows 3.9 seconds. The ball may have been tipped on the inbounds, not taking off much time. But Temple will get it at half court with 3.9 seconds to play, down 1, 77-76. A trip to the WNIT semifinals on the line. This was the final timeout for Temple. And it looks like the ball may have been tipped, so there will be 3.9 seconds to play. Plenty of time to get a shot off, but really not a whole lot of time to try and create one. Michigan has to play good defense on the inbounds here. They have to force a deep shot and make sure they cover any potential offensive rebounds, as any type of bucket wins this game.
And hands straight up for the Wolverines. They do not want this ending on foul shots.
They only 3 fouls though for the Wolverines. If it gets inbounded, they may look to foul before they can get a shot up. That's what I would do if I were a coach personally. Maybe let a second or two off the clock, and as soon as a player goes to make a move, you follow them, let him take it out of bounds again. So 3.9. Colville will be triggering for Temple. She's looking for Fitzgerald, can't get it in. Eventually gets it to Butts. Butts turns the corner for three. Rattles in and out. Rebound corralled in by Birdie. It doesn't get up in time from falling, and Michigan hangs on to win 77-76 as the Wolverines mob the floor, and they find themselves in back-to-back WNIT title games.
And the Wolverines would not give up on this one, and they locked down on defense. Although Butts got open for the three, it just showed that the Wolverines' hustle in this game paid off, and the Wolverines will, as you said, be going to their second straight semifinals in the WNIT.
And what looked like could have been a blowout after the first quarter, the Michigan Wolverines did not let it get too far out of hand. Emily, there's a lot of people you could give the game ball to. Who are you giving it to, Emily?
That's a tough one, but I think I'm going to give it to Danielle Williams because down the stretch she did what she needed to do, and it wasn't with the points, it was the hustle plays, and that's why they won this game. Complete hustle plays, but close, maybe tied for the game ball of Madison Rostovsky, the senior, with 19 points. They also wouldn't have been in the game if it wasn't for her scoring 13 points in the second quarter, and that she also had important plays down the run. So it was overall a good team effort and hustle, and this is just the type of building experience that the Wolverines need, and Kim Barnes-Zarico has to be proud of our team right now.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to go with your alternate pick for player of the game. I got to give it to Madison Rostovsky. She really triggered this Michigan comeback in the second quarter and really just played smart basketball for this game, minus the first quarter. And that will wrap it up from one of the most exciting basketball games you will see. Michigan wins 77-76 over Temple in a barn burner that saw a lot of lead changes in the back end. Michigan will find themselves in the semifinals against the winner of Hofstra and Florida Gulf Coast. The place of the game has yet to be announced, but once again, from Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Michigan 77, Temple 76. This has been a WCBN broadcast, and we will leave you with a good night and a Go Blue.